Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another review. Today we're going to be talking about the movie Scream. Directed by Wes Craven, starring a somewhat Drew Barrymore, I guess you could say she was in it, Courtney Cox Arquette, Neve Campbell, and also David Arquette. Okay, now let's talk about the movie now, shall we? The movie is basically an amazing piece of work. Another Wes Craven favorite for me. From start to finish, you know. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but let's just say the main character, or you think is the main character in the beginning, Drew Barrymore, actually dies. Oopsies, spoiler alert. To me, that scene where she's hung up on the tree is just like a memorable scene in my mind. But in my opinion, this is what started the careers of David Arquette, Courtney Cox Arquette. Courtney Cox came from a show called Friends, and later on started in this movie, so it was kind of a different thing to have people that you didn't really know that well in a movie like this. But, you know, this movie is just great. I love this movie. It's a really good movie, you know. I just love the character of Dewey. He's just so funny, you know, in this movie. And I love just, like, every character in this movie, including Neve Campbell's character, Sidney Prescott. You can just feel everything in her, through her eyes, you know, about what happened to her mom and everything, that she was raped and murdered and stuff like that. And Courtney Cox, who plays Gail Ruthers, actually wrote a book and got money out of this for the murder of Maureen Prescott, Sidney Prescott's mother. So basically, Neve Campbell's character, Sidney Prescott, has all this pent-up aggression. So when they collide, she basically punches the shit out of her. And that, to me, is a part of the movie that I love seeing. It's just so funny. I'll send you a copy, and just bow, just punch her right in the face. Just throughout the whole movie, just Sidney's questioning who the killer is. Who could it be? And you're just left scratching your head of thinking about who the killer is. And just the thought process of trying to figure out who it is, it's very difficult, trust me. It takes rough turns out of nowhere. You literally think at the point of the movie that the boyfriend's the one that did it, but they actually find out it's not him that's doing it, or is it? But he literally gets sent to jail, so you kind of figure, oh, he's probably the killer, but later on, Sidney gets a phone call on the phone saying that you got the wrong guy. So you're left scratching your head like, who the hell is who is it? Who is the killer of this ghost face mask? Because later on that scene where she gets the phone call, the day before, she literally gets attacked by the person. But then later on, she locks the door on him, he gets stuck, calls 911 on the computer, and then later on, she goes to run out the front door and finds that the mask of Ghostface, after she finds out her boyfriend sneaks through the window and has a cellular device. Back then, it's very hard to get a cellular device. And at that same moment, she runs out the door and finds Dewey with the mask holding in his hand, saying that he found it outside. So you're kind of left like, how do you get the mask? So you think that Dewey's the one behind it as well. You literally think that every character could be the killer. It could be anybody. It could be the friend. It could be Dewey, the cops. You never know. You even think the principal at one point did it. And later on, he gets killed. Spoiler alert. And by the way, the principal in this movie is the Fonz from Happy Days. That's so funny, but pretty cool. But if you have not seen this movie, give this movie a watch. It's such an amazing movie. So fun. It's just funny. And not too funny, but there's like a limit to funniness that's in the movie. Even Shaggy's in the movie, so that's saying something. Yes, Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. But all in all, the ending of this movie is one to watch. It's just crazy how it ends. Neve Campbell, I love you to death, sweetheart. You are one of the best characters I've seen in film, along with Heather from Nightmare on Elm Street. You two are the best heroines I've ever seen in movie history. And the killer Ghostface, I love the character. He's very discreet, like you don't know who the guy is, you know, it's just a cool mask, a cool outfit, everything about him is cool, the voice is cool, everything is cool. Now let's talk about the score. The score to this movie is done by Marco Beltrami. I think that's how you say it, I don't want to get his name wrong, but the score is just amazing. The mixture of orchestra mixed with voices like humming is just creepy, and right now I'm listening to it in the car. The first Scream score is always the best one. I mean, I like the other ones, don't get me wrong. I'll get to those in future reviews, but this movie score is just amazing. It's just beautifully done. It fits the movie. Without the score, I think the movie wouldn't be as creepy as it is. Even though sometimes when I hear the score, it makes me think of Halloween H2O, which is kind of funny because they actually use that score. This score I'm listening to right now, they used it in Halloween H2O. But, you know, this movie is just amazing. There's not one thing I don't like about this movie. If I had to rank it, I'd probably give it at least a 96% at least. The movie is amazing. That, to me, is a good score for such a good movie, you know. But anyways, thank you all for watching my review on the movie Scream.